is basically at the top of the West. We kick it off with Arizona on the early attack, at least getting the ball to the North Texas back wall. Fire and nudging, leading that charge for the Wildcats. Too fast left to take over here. You know, Lucia, the last time we saw North Texas on stream, as he's challenged there by Fire, you know, he had kind of an awkward start to a series, but proved to be the MVP as time went on against LSU.
Yeah, boy, he really showed up when he needed to, and that's kind of been the theme for a lot of the new pickups for these rosters. Braun B was one of them for LSU as a shot rings off for D-Bank. Finally, Lucia puts it away, and a 1-0 lead for UNT.
And Lucia hasn't missed a step since, right? He's right there where he needs to be. D-Bank setting things up. Just get enough shots on target. Eventually, you wear down the defense. Arizona finally ran out of boost and out of position and out of luck as North Texas gets the opening goal.
And it's important, too, a player like Lucia, or for any new player for a roster, to play at the same pace that the roster wants to play at. And I feel like Lucia definitely brings that for D-Bank in Too Fast here. As a great pass from Too Fast over to D-Bank gets shut down by the Wildcat defense.
Nudging is onto this, out of the corner, does come out nicely, but nobody charging the net. Fire on a little delay there, got a rebound opportunity, but it's saved away by Too Fast. Now D-Bank, dangerous ball to Lucia, but the communication was there, and North Texas out of another jam. Jelly and Fire both getting a little happy feet at midfield, so Fire has to come way up. Lucia does not lose the challenge, so now North Texas looked like they were threatening, but Arizona does weather the storm. They will get an opportunity out of this. Nobody going after that centering ball, though, and Arizona playing very timid early on.
Very awkward for that defender to get up to it. D-Bank's going to have an opportunity with the flip reset. A lot of boost needed here. Doesn't have enough. And right now, Stacks, you notice UNT, a lot more thought behind the ball when they move downfield. A lot more intent with it, rather. And Arizona happy to just kind of boom it downfield and stay on offense for as long as they possibly can. And typically, that's the way the Wildcats like to play. They want to lock you in, overwhelm you with offense. But what happens when the opposition can meet you with that same pace of play? That's been the question for the Wildcats season over season, and they're experiencing it here early on against UNT.
Jelly will throw this downfield, looking to hit Fire with an outlet pass. Fire does get onto that ball, but does not keep control. Now Jelly for nudging is a good pass.
Wow.
Oh, great touch on that pass, and nudging scores.
You got to give all the credit here to nudging on the touch. I mean, great pass from Jelly, no doubt. But look at the touch over Too Fast. He gets two of them to bite on it. Off the crossbar and in for Arizona. And nudging gets on the board. So the new pickups for both rosters scoring here in game one.
Lucia blocked away here. So now Too Fast, just, well, a little ambitious. That could put North Texas in a bind. Nudging was camping that midfield boost. I believe it did finally spawn for him. Now Jelly towards Nudging, but he just could not stay up on the wall. Nudging runs into Too Fast. Lucia runs into Too Fast, and the shot on is saved by D-Bank. Now Nudging to follow. He's going to be way late, but now it's Arizona getting shot after shot.
Oh.
They've got to eventually score, though Fire didn't get anything on this, and that's a missed opportunity for Arizona. They still have a chance to come away with a goal as they continue to clamp down on the defensive end, but now finally North Texas can clear the center line, and they can breathe a big sigh of relief.
And I asked, what does Arizona got to do when the opposition picks up the pace? You shift it into another gear, and you're seeing why Arizona have been a top team here in the Western Conference for so many seasons. It's the pace of play at which they play when they're on offense, and it's overwhelming for anyone, and especially for UNT right now. And you do have to give a bit of credit to the defense of UNT. They've been able to weather the storm and at least keep the game tied here, but man, they have been tested so far.
I think another testament, Corelli, to how good these two teams are defensively is this should just be a track meet. It should be a Wild West shootout, literally, as Nudging tries to hit Fire there, does not hit the mark, and D-Bank, oh, he caught Jelly coming up, but that is forced off to the corner. 5 of the 6 players on this field rank among the league leaders in the West in goals per game. Jelly going up the ladder here. This will angle downward. D-Bank gets rid of that ball. It was dangerous with Fire coming on. Now all the way back. Jelly's not going to get there. And North Texas takes the lead.
That's a huge gap in the defense for Arizona, and everyone was committed. Everyone coming back with no boost. Jelly just picked some up, but it's too late. Arizona left the backfield wide open, and UNT take advantage.
44 seconds remain for Arizona to answer. It took a long time to answer the first time, and Too Fast, I think, just got in the way of that shot. Loose ball at midfield for Fire to come up and play. That's going to get around Too Fast. Awkward touch from D-Bank. Coming on is nudging. No. Fire shot.
Ooh.
Going for the far side. No, but Jelly's there. Great offensive pressure. Ties the game.
And Fire's shot here is so smart. Really throwing off the defense, slowing it down, and putting it to the opposite side. Sure, got some help from the post, absolutely. But great follow-up from Jelly to stay with the play. But it was all because Fire didn't just directly shoot it at the net, knowing that defenders were in the way. And that's what kept the play alive for the Wildcats.
Saw a great play similarly early in the series from LSU as we dip down to 17 seconds. Too Fast looking to break Arizona's hearts in game one. He cannot. But D-Bank is right back on this. Boy, Arizona's gone into the shell. Maybe to their own detriment as Nudging does get the clear. Fire is not going to get there in time. Too Fast whiffed on it, though. And now North Texas seems to be playing for overtime. And the ball is spiked down, and we do go to golden goal.
Yeah, and I think that was probably a good idea there from Too Fast. Things a little awkward for him. He used all his boosts on the whiff. And he might just get it back here. Can he get it past Nudging? No. And D-Bank can't get back to it in time. So Arizona, well, maybe not for long, as the follow-up is there from D-Bank. Now Arizona able to slow things down, at least stop the initial attack from UNT.
Oh, Nudging needs boost. He has nothing to work with. And D-Bank almost scored past him. Now Too Fast. Got to be sure-handed with this. D-Bank does get back in time after going into the Arizona net. Nudging can just throw this at the back wall, steal some boost. That's a big relief for him. Now he's going head-hunting. Fire is waiting for a pass. Instead, the ball comes all the way out to him. His shot saved by D-Bank, falling into his own goal. Now 2v1 the other way, and Jelly avoids contact to make the save.
That was huge from Jelly. Two people staring at him from UNT. Surely thought he was dead, but is able to still make the save. Now Nudging again called upon here to slow things down from the UNT offense as it gets a little dangerous here. Nudging does clear it away to the midfield, but UNT, they don't get a lot of opportunities now that Arizona feel like they picked up the pace of play, but when they do, they really catch out Arizona.
Oh, Arizona surging downfield, Nudging shot. Oh, he tried to pull the string and bounce one in, but it is still saved away by Too Fast. D-Bank looking to get a big clear and follow this up himself, but Jelly plays right around him. He's got Too Fast in his sights, trying to interfere with him in the net. Now Fire looking to control. Doesn't have anybody to pass to, and Too Fast picks his pocket back the other way. Little token shot. Jelly's not going to get there. It's a loose ball that Fire clears away from D-Bank.
Bit of a missed opportunity there for UNT. Still coming up now on 2 minutes here in overtime. Both teams have had opportunities to end it. Who will convert first?
Another big clear from D-Bank. They're going for that home run ball downfield.
Lucia!
They may have got it. Oh, Lucia comes up empty. He'll have a mulligan with a full tank of boost, but he's got nudging him around. Off the backboard. Oh, that's fantastic control from Too Fast. And he can stay with this play as well to get by Nudging.
Yeah, not only that, but it got the first guy to go from Arizona. Arizona's a very eager team to move downfield as D-Bank almost own gold there. Still sitting here 2.5 minutes in. Big miss from D-Bank as Lucia has to clean things up for his defense.
Oh, Fire with a good win in midfield. Jelly started to come up, but he's got to deal with Too Fast behind him. Fire waiting at midfield with a full tank of boost. He'll circle around, but Jelly calls him off. D-Bank looking downfield. Nudging and Fire get tangled up, and they're still basically following each other's tailpipe right now.
Fire.
Well, not anymore. Fire just camping the boost.
I don't know. And then it spawns as soon as he walks away from it.
Right?
So unlucky.
Oh, boy.
And with all that said, still Arizona do break out. North Texas forced to play a bit of defense here.
Jelly looking for
Oh, he
Fire.
got him.
Found him, and he missed off the post.
Huge miss from Fire. Now UNT, they might be able to counterattack if they can get a hold of it. Not a lot of boost for Lucia and for Too Fast. Unfortunately, the counter fizzles out for UNT, but they are counting their lucky stars.
He talks a huge game and had a chance to back it up with a game winner. Instead, we keep on playing. D-Bank collecting this on his own back wall. Nudging is right there, but D-Bank can follow this up. He's got all the boosts in the world. Fire makes the stop. At least he made good on it then. Well, Nudging got Lucia at midfield, so Jelly's shot has to be dealt with by Too Fast.
And that earlier shot from Fire does hurt. He has 9 shots by himself. Nudging has opportunity, and it is 17 shots in total for the Wildcats. Had to do the math real quick. The numbers were a little bit too high for me, but still, the Wildcats, man, they have had so much opportunity here, and Jelly might have another. The defense from North Texas have had to make 11 saves so far.
Well, Fire got 1 demo and all the boost steals he could possibly ask for, but you got to get back as that shot just barely goes wide. D-Bank and Nudging both taken off the field. 2v2 for a moment as Jelly comes in to make yet another stop. The 10th shot, no, it's going to be high and wide from North Texas. They continue to battle with Arizona. Boy, this first game has delivered, and we still might have 4 more after this.
It's still game 1. It's game 1 still. I thought it was game 2, honestly. And yet here we are. It technically is game 2 as we hit the 5-minute mark.
It's game 3 at this point. Lucia got this center. D-Bank coming on, and Nudging again gets a piece. Too Fast all the way back. He's coming on, but it'll be D-Bank setting up for Too Fast. Nudging, fantastic defense yet again. Boy, defending above the crossbar has been crucial on both ends of the field. Too Fast whiffs here, and it's an opportunity for Jelly to center. This will bounce out to Nudging, and it goes past everyone.
I think Nudging threw a fake there. I don't think he saw D-Bank chasing after it. Fire tries to force it through the defense. And still, Arizona just can't break UNT. The second you feel like they got him on the ropes, UNT sends a player diving in front, and now again, a fast break downfield. Nudging can't get to it. Lucia couldn't follow it up. It was too quick off the back wall. Another huge miss for one of these teams to end the overtime.
When you get caught in between going for the bump or demo and actually taking the shot. Yikes, now Fire's shot is wide again. Does not require a save. It's the 18th shot on or around the target, making 19 for Arizona. Now Fire looking to finally end it. No, that's high. Now Nudging trying to get over top of it, but he was all squirrely coming in. Now Jelly looking to drop it down. And if that's how this game ends, are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness gracious. Have you ever seen anything like it? I have never seen a game end in such a fashion after 6 minutes. And Arizona, man, they better score the last goal with the stat line that they put up in the shooting department.
What was it? That was 17 kilometers an hour. I'm still on European metrics for some reason, but that's 17 going into the net. Really? After 6.5 minutes of overtime, after Fire put literal dents all around the frame of the goal. That's how game 1 ends. All right, buckle up.
Yeah, buckle up. That's game 1. That's just the first one. As, I don't even know what to say for this squad. And for Arizona, you put up 20 shots, and boy, was it tough for you to find the back of the net. They finally do. And I don't even know what to say. I really don't. I really don't know what to say about that goal, other than North Texas, they didn't have enough bodies in the end. And we go to game 2.
Nudging comes in with a shooting percentage just a shade under 50. It went down after that game. Fire's in there just over 40%. I think he had 10 of those shots.
He did.
Yeah. Boy, that is tanking these statistics. But they are just numbers after all.
And a win is a win, and that's probably the most important thing that they got here. And maybe another goal for Jelly. It'll be the first one of this game, as it took them 6.5 minutes in overtime here, just less than 30 seconds in game 2.
Yeah, a little more pace behind this shot from Jelly, and this is tough to defend. Now, you can sit there on the goal line all you want, but at that point, you're hoping the shot is right at you. And it almost was, but at that proximity, you're not reacting to anything. Great shot from Jelly, his third goal of the series. Now nudging, looking to keep the attack alive for Arizona as they try to pile on here. Ride the momentum from that big Game 1 win and an early start in Game 2.
Yeah, and for UNT, they're hurting now. Couldn't score in 6.5 minutes. Still held scoreless here in the first, or at least coming up to the first minute. And Arizona already picking up the pace. Felt like early on in Game 1, which feels like so long ago, they had a lot of intention behind the ball. Now it seems to be panicking. They're playing to the Arizona game, and Arizona's going to outplay you at their own game as Lucia couldn't get the second touch. Jelly has a breakaway with no boost, and he's got to give it up to Fire, and unfortunately spoils the chance.
Oh, man. No boost at all, and that's 3-on-0 if he can just get to the ball and roll it ahead. That's a rough break for Arizona, and big shot is still saved by Jelly. Like I said, CRL, you pick a spot on the goal line and you hope you're right, and Jelly was.
And it was great passing from North Texas. I thought for sure they were going to score that opportunity, and Jelly picked the right spot, and it went right at him, and now Arizona finding themselves back on offense.
Out of the corner, North Texas has to go back to the drawing board after they should, on any other day, be at least tied here in Game 2. Jelly against D-Bank, and D-Bank tries to play slow, and that's a little dangerous, but it works out for North Texas, at least for now. They don't clear the zone, but they relieve a lot of that pressure from Arizona. They were threatening as Nudging gets back and makes the save. D-Bank, he's got Lucia over there trying to go unselfish, but the flick was a little high, and it was right at Fire, lobbing one up, trying to set up Nudging, and that's well defended proactively by Too Fast.
North Texas have got to convert on one of these chances. They have 6 shots so far, and they've had some pretty setup to some of these plays. Look at that touch from D-Bank to keep the play alive. Unfortunately, Jelly read it. But a lot of options for North Texas in this game that they just can't convert on.
Yeah, if this were horseshoes, hey, they'd still be shooting pretty even here. But Arizona has converted on the opportunities that matter most. They may get one here. No, Nudging blocked away by D-Bank. Now Fire, after Nudging steals some boost out of the zone, he can use some of that to come up, but instead opts to wait for Too Fast to make a mistake. Jelly thrown off by the offensive North Texas, and Nudging had to stay all the way back. North Texas kind of slowed down a little bit in the middle stages of this game. They've got to keep pounding towards the backboard, keep surging downfield as Fire's going to lob one out, and North Texas going to be in kind of an awkward spot. Fire's shot caught Too Fast in between. Lucia's got to get up for this and does stop Nudging.
I think it's going to be the counterattack game for UNT if they're going to get a win here in this series. Arizona are very quick to move downfield and send players towards the net. That's a great flick, though, by Too Fast. The drop to D-Bank is a little bit too far out of reach, and Arizona do break out.
The saves that Arizona has made in this game alone is insane. Jelly got the demolition. Fire running to the net, and it's 2-0 Arizona.
It absolutely is, and you know, I talked about the counterattack game for UNT. Well, Arizona just did it perfectly against them as everyone committed on the play for UNT. It was just Lucia back, and unfortunately for him, gets removed. Arizona have a free net to shoot on.
Too Fast waiting, and he will have to eventually challenge Nudging, which is just more of a token challenge at this point. Had no chance, just trying to force the ball into a teammate. Now D-Bank, blocked by Fire. I mean, they got to stay on the offensive end now. It doesn't matter how many goals you give up if you can't get on the board yourself. Down 2 goals in 45 seconds. D-Bank will keep this in the zone. Jelly, not going to play this out. Too Fast shot is saved by Fire, dangerously across the face of the goal.
And the creativity really sputters out once they get inside the box for North Texas, or for Arizona. And D-Bank, can he get back to it? Too Fast is actually going to take it away, and the defense just patiently waiting to see what North Texas does with it. And with 20 seconds left, they just got to score with some time left.
Lucia going into the bag of tricks again. Now D-Bank trying to get one down in front, but Nudging will take over. Good communication from Arizona. 5 seconds left. Got to have one here. They will not. And Arizona is one win away from ending what all of us expected to be, or most of us expected to be, kind of an instant classic in 3 games.
Well, that first game was certainly an instant classic. This game...
Yeah, that first game gave us enough drama to go the rest of the night. Game 2, well, I mean, it was there. North Texas had their chances.
Yeah.
They certainly didn't get shut out for lack of trying.
No.
But, critical saves from the Zona Wildcats. Here we are, 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, I think that's really it, is that Arizona made the critical saves required to keep a clean sheet here. North Texas, they had fantastic setup. They seriously did in this game. There was a couple of great passes that they had that felt like they had Arizona dead to rights, but a great save from Jelly, obviously, and a couple more from Fire and Nudging. I mean, look, they had 8 saves in this game. They were put on the back line. They were forced to make some tough saves. And North Texas, again, the accuracy plaguing them. Everything is going so well from up until that shot, and that's why they can't score.
The difference between North Texas taking almost 10 shots and Fire taking 10 shots is most of North Texas's shots were on target and needed to be saved. They were saved by the Arizona defense, including one great save by Fire. Actually, probably a couple great saves by Fire, especially late in Game 2. And now, Wildcats 1 win away from claiming their spot outright atop the standings in the West. Too Fast got to have a big booming clear looking for D-Bank, who can at least stay with this play, but could not throw off Fire. Jelly was looking for anybody to take out. He could not. But this is awkward for the North Texas defense. They are scrambling around their back wall, looking for boost. Too Fast finally got some, and he's going to need it to force this ball downfield. Bounced out in front. Lucia's shot is saved away. Now D-Bank looking to center again. Lucia comes up empty, and Arizona gets away with one here, as they have a couple of times against North Texas. Get Too Fast set anybody up. Oh, it's a great handoff out to the middle, but there was nobody there. You had an attacker behind him and one turning away at midfield to go back.
And again, it's another great example from UNT. The setup's there, the play develops, they have the space to pull it off, but again, the shot just never comes. And now Arizona, they put you on the back foot here, and they might find some space for offense as Nudging wants to play it through the corner, gets a good bump, but a clear comes out from Too Fast.
Oh, Jelly let that ball go by, so he'll have to play it awkwardly across, and Nudging wins that ball over Two-Bank, forcing North Texas back again. And every time North Texas forced back to their own zone, that's a big demo on Fire, and the pass goes across rather than a shot on. That's another missed opportunity for UNT.
It was close. It was close. I don't blame him for going for the pass, but man, I think I would have taken that shot. It was an open net. You knew the demo had come through. You saw the 2 other players. They were parallel with you. And with that much power that he got on the pass, he probably could have got on net. So unfortunate there for North Texas. And they might get it back. D-Bank trying to clear out the net. D-Bank with the redirect, and North Texas get on the board first.
Yeah, they finally had somebody in front of the net. Granted, it's D-Bank on his way out, and Arizona had it all sized up. 2 crisscrossing in front to make the save, but D-Bank with a brilliant redirect finally has North Texas on top.
Very welcomed goal. If you go back thinking North Texas hasn't scored since they did in Game 1, so it's been, well, it's been a long time since North Texas have gotten on the board, and
they had a lead,
right? Yeah, they did.
They had 2 leads. They had that 2-1 lead, and then they don't score for the rest of regulation, and a 6.5-minute overtime, and then, yeah, all of Game 2. I mean, you're looking at upwards of 15 minutes of game time, roughly.
Right. So for them, this is a much-needed first goal, but is it enough to take down the Wildcats? D-Banks tried to get another one, and a good touch by Jelly. So at least cleared away. Lucy has an open net, missed it. Too Fast, got to help him out. It was a pass in the end. That's what it was. And North Texas, that's what we'll say at least. And North Texas, 2 up.
Yeah, great pass. Lucia rushed it a little bit. We're not going to lie. But Too Fast was right there. 2-0, North Texas. Biggest lead that the Mean Green have had in this series. And D-Bank will just casually take this, looking to go up and down and all around through defenders. Too fast, got another ball in front. Lucia a little slow getting there, but the pressure stays on for a moment. Now Jelly. You're not going to hold this Arizona team down for too long, as Too Fast gives this ball away to Fire. Nudging was coming on as well, so Fire's got to try and set this up himself. He went after Lucia, did not work out. Now Jelly over towards Nudging at Fire, an opportunity as Lucia brings his ball through. Looking to get on target is D-Bank, and the shot saved by Fire.
Still UNT doing a better job of putting on some more dangerous chances for the defense of Arizona to say. That's unfortunate. Too Fast running into Lucia. That could have been the opportunity, as it wasn't the best chance for North Texas afterwards. And Arizona not getting the offensive pressure that I think they want. That's a great pass out to Fire. Shot is on target and turned away. Nudging trying to give it back, and he does. Arizona cuts the lead in half.
Or for all the talk we've had about Fire, he sure does rack up a ton of assists. He creates so many opportunities offensively and gets so many juicy rebounds out to his teammates. And it's just a matter of time before Arizona breaks through. They do not get shut out often. Too Fast. Trying to stall here, and I like the possession idea for North Texas. Try to keep that ball away from Arizona for as long as you possibly can, because that's got to be their best chance to hold them off for the final minute.
Oh, great pass over the D-Bank, and I think that controlling offense is exactly what UNT wants. You don't want to be too aggressive moving downfield, but you definitely want to keep the other team on their back line, and they're quickly able to turn away Arizona. And Too Fast, again, just popping this one up, making sure that Arizona can't get back to the ball.
Making them burn a ton of boost in the process as well. Lucia could not keep that ball in the zone. Too Fast can. His bounce shot, no. D-Bank couldn't get around on it either. Lucia comes up as well. Down to 20 seconds. Too Fast, another drive to the backboard. Easily stopped by Jelly, but the boost is taken by North Texas. That's a huge boost starve, as now they all retreat. Arizona has to go the length of the field. They've got to find a way to break out. They finally do. It's Jelly down to Nudging. Trying to hit Fire. Didn't have enough pace on it. With 1 second left, the ball touches down, and North Texas is still alive.
And that was a great game from North Texas. Not only were they able to convert the chances that they afforded to themselves, but also keep Arizona at bay for most of the game. That was not a typical Arizona game where they were able to put on that commanding offense, that pace of play that the Wildcats want to play at. It was all North Texas, and sure, they had to feel some of that offense from Arizona, but it wasn't complete domination from that Arizona offense, and that's where North Texas and any team playing the Wildcats is going to feel like they're going to have a leg up against them. And for North Texas, they're going to have to now convert this and string these games together. This was a good game, sure, but you got to do it a couple more times.
Arizona, no doubt, has a plan to beat North Texas. It probably does not involve Fire having to make 5 saves. They want him certainly forward, enabling the offense, as he did when he eventually set up the 1 goal there from Nudging. It's very important now for Arizona not to get rattled. Of course, they probably won't. They've seen this show a few times before. They have an opportunity to take down North Texas when I don't know if they're getting necessarily North Texas's best shot. So you got to bury them, but you let them off the hook in game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Arizona, it really is about closing out the series, finding that pace of play, finding that form again. UNT, I think, did a better job of controlling those midfield boosts, which is where Arizona really kind of pile on that offense, is by controlling that midfield. So for North Texas, or for Arizona, sorry, it's about making sure that you get control right off the bat here.
Oh, what a stop by Too Fast, but nobody else is there, and the shot was nowhere near the mark. Oh, we've seen this song and dance from Arizona. Actually, honestly, from both teams, but especially from Arizona in this series.
That was a huge miss from Nudging. You feel like that one should have at least been on target. For Arizona, though, a quick opportunity. Unfortunately, not able to convert. Still, having that offense is where Arizona are going to be comfortable, and UNT are going to have to deal with it. For now, UNT doing a good job of immediately moving into the offensive zone. Big clear from Fire, though, to slow things down.
UNT playing with just a little extra jump in their step early on in game 4. You can sense that they have an opportunity to change the tone of their season if they can take down Arizona with a reverse sweep of all things. Fire will play this off to the side. I do appreciate that Arizona let North Texas take a game, so my prediction could be bang on if Arizona does win this game. That touch at midfield lets Fire plays all the way across. Too fast whiffs on the pinch attempt. Fire looking to get the double, and he just can't finish with Lucia getting in the way. D-Bank and Too Fast crisscross as they try to clear the zone. Arizona trying to fend off a reverse sweep bid. A little awkward in midfield. Didn't work out for Arizona, but now Jelly will launch nudging downfield, and that's a great stop by D-Bank. Follow up from Arizona. It's Fire. Nudging, looking to throw one up there, and Fire has to stay up because Jelly is too far back.
And Fire got hit as well when he went up, and D-Bank just barely missing that touch. UNT trying to get back to that control on the offensive side of things. Too Fast has some boost to work with here. Couldn't get by nudging. This ball comes out to D-Bank and has opportunity. If Lucia's there, the shot maybe a little left on the table as Too Fast trying to still give it over to D-Bank. This is good from UNT if they can find the hole, but unfortunately, that defense for the Wildcats stands tall.
Lucia cannot center for D-Bank, and he burned a ton of boost to come up empty. Jelly jumps the pass, and it's 1-0 Arizona, a pick six.
Yeah, that's basically what that was. Too Fast, I think, wanted to give it over to D-Bank, but Jelly was right in the middle of them, just like the name implies, and Arizona able to follow up, get that first goal, and that's so important for this Arizona squad, especially, you know, those thoughts of a reverse sweep start to creep into your mind. Arizona is a team that can fall apart when things like that happen, so getting this goal, especially with under half a game left, well, hold on a second, Lucia able to push it downfield and score himself.
This is fantastic. I mean, we've seen so many times a player will bring the ball up to the ceiling like that, and it's like, okay, we're obviously going to go for the flip reset. It's every flip reset attempt you've seen a million times. They're not going to get enough power on it. Instead, he just goes straight on for the net, doesn't try to do anything too fancy, and it works. I don't think Arizona was expecting Lucia to go right after the goal. Now Jelly. How does Arizona answer? They've got everybody up, nudging, drops that on the backside, and Too Fast in reverse tries to play around Fire. Good luck. Lucia coming on, and that's a great win to beat out nudging, but Jelly's on this. He does have the flip reset, and D-Bank shuts him down. One as these teams battle in the final 100 seconds, perhaps, of this series, though Arizona had a chance earlier to shut down North Texas. They battled back with nearly a shutout in Game 3. Jelly looking to drive on here. That's easily stopped by Lucia. Follow up from nudging. Doesn't have anybody in front. It's all about delaying North Texas getting downfield and letting Arizona reset, which they do not. Here comes Lucia, and he doesn't get the flick he wanted.
This North Texas
that's a good fake.
Is holding strong on defense. Arizona really not throwing the toughest things at him at the moment, as a second touch comes through for D-Bank as he tried to rotate through the defense there a little bit, get a piece of an Arizona player. Didn't happen. Under a minute now. And North Texas trying to control this midfield. Good fake by Too Fast. Can't get by nudging. And a good shutdown from the Wildcats.
Down to 45 seconds. They still remain tied. Nudging. Looking to spring Fire downfield. And boy, Fire had to turn around in a hurry. Jelly in a tough spot. Gotta have this. He does not. But nobody charging to the net. Too Fast. Very late coming up. North Texas let Arizona off the hook just a little bit. Down to 25 seconds. Nudging and Jelly waiting at the back. It's Too Fast shot right at nudging, and Fire's in the area. Can he get there in time? No, D-Bank shuts him down there. Down to 15 seconds now. Jelly against Lucia, and the rookie makes the stop.
We might see another 6-minute overtime here. D-Bank doesn't have a lot of boost. Fire's going to try and pop it up. Does Too Fast want to keep it alive? He does. He's got boost to work with here. Drops it over to Lucia, and the shot is not what you wanted. And there might have been some space in the Arizona net if he had put it on target as we go into overtime in Game 4.
All right. Get a blanket. Get a sleeping bag. Get
Oh, he missed
well,
it.
never mind.
Oh
Too Fast will score on a defensive miscue from Arizona.
Oh, and that's huge for UNT. Not only getting this game, but massive blunder for Arizona. You got to feel like that one hurts to go into game 5 quickly as well. 9 seconds into overtime, and UNT are happy to see it.
You're going to tell somebody that Arizona and North Texas, yeah, they had a 5-game series. You know, they played 6.5 minutes of overtime. Oh, great. So, like, every game went to OT, huh? No, just 2 of them.
Yeah, and I mean, you can hardly even count this one as an overtime compared to the other. And for North Texas, they're better for it here, as 9 seconds is all it took to take down Arizona. And we go to Champions Field here, Stacks. And I think a lot of people thought, at least from the casters' predictions, that this one was going to go to a game 5. We've gotten that now. The question is, who comes out on top when the pressure is at its highest?
Yeah, it was everybody except, go ahead and just kind of turn the knife a little bit, Corelli. I get it. Everybody except me. I know. I was the only one who had a 4-gamer here. But yes, this is a series everybody should expect to go the distance every time they step on the field, whether it's best of 5, best of 7, best of 101. And I would watch these two teams play 101 times. It might be a little jarring for fans of these teams who might actually have a vested interest in the outcome. Those of us who are neutral just get to sit back and just watch the chaos unfold. It will for 5 more minutes here on Champions Field, as the 2 of the best in the West, maybe the 2 best in the West, with apologies to the likes of Oregon, etc.
Lucia
will do battle, and Lucia stopped on the goal line, but still follows up the play.
Wow, you could see just from the way they took off here that was going to be a tough one to save for Arizona. It's again Jelly on the goal line for him. He did make the save necessary to keep it out of the net. Unfortunately, it was right back to Lucia. And talk about a dream start here for UNT.
Lucia, a player that just gets better and better as time goes on. We saw him take over the later stages of the LSU series, and here he is shining on Champions Field again.
And, I got to say, we said it earlier in the series, but now that we're at Game 5, both the rookies for these teams have performed.
Yes.
It feels like that these teams really haven't missed a step as they've gotten into their new rosters. And that's, I think, really reassuring for the players that have been on these rosters, but also for the legacy of a matchup like this.
And we, certainly longtime followers of CRL, you're familiar with Too Fast, D-Bank, of course, Fire. But the matchup between Jelly and Lucia has been just outstanding to watch. Between them, 8 of the goals scored in this series have come from those 2 players alone.
Wow. It just speaks to the talent that these schools get. And for UNT, they are 3 minutes and 45 seconds away from taking on Arizona here. Still plenty of time for the Wildcats to obviously get back into it. That's a good demo from Fire. Could be some space as Too Fast clears it out for UNT.
Too Fast, blown up, but still got the ball central, but here comes Arizona. Quick counterattack. Fire's shot is a little bit wide, couldn't follow it up. Nudging. Oh, good block by Lucia. That leaves Jelly all alone.
He wanted a fake.
He wanted that fake so bad. Didn't work out, and it almost backfired as Fire's denied by D-Bank.
Man, Too Fast wanted a tweet right there. He wanted a clip. And didn't get it. Still, UNT sitting in the lead by 1.
Awkward ball from Too Fast, but it's D-Bank coming up. Easily cleared by Jelly. And that's big boom downfield. Too Fast. Got to have this, and does. At times, he has struggled with that ball coming straight down off the backboard, but Too Fast up to the occasion this time.
And this is a great touch by Fire as well to clean things up for UNT. And look at the space. Lucia is just going to put it over Nudging as he barely gets over it. And D-Bank there to try and force the issue for UNT.
Too Fast, looking to give North Texas a 2-goal lead again. Didn't work out. Now Lucia has Too Fast behind him, and he will stay on the side as D-Bank at least hovers around in midfield. Delaying for a lot more time again. I mean, Arizona's got to burn all this time, all this boost, just to get the ball across the center line. Jelly charging after this, won't get there. And Arizona's forced back again. Fire cuts at midfield. That could work out, but Jelly didn't have enough to go after that ball, and he probably saw it too fast. Had him beat by a mile.
Couple of poor touches from Arizona in the midfield, and come back to bite them as Lucia's just gonna tap it in himself. 2 goals for UNT, 2 goals for Lucia, and North Texas looking to take the series.
Yeah, Fire goes into the net here. He was hoping somebody could at least go up to the backboard and challenge that ball on their way back. Nobody did, and boy, you're just dead to rights at that point. Down to 1:50 now. Fire, gotta have an answer real quick here as Arizona looking to avoid a reverse sweep at the hands of North Texas. It's just something about North Texas and coming from behind. Too fast, yet again, he'll score, and the lead is 3 for the Mean Green.
Oh, and it's gone from bad to worse here for the Wildcats as Fire couldn't get back to it. The man in net, Jelly, who's been so consistent for the Wildcats as a defensive rock, couldn't come up with it. And at the worst time possible, a 3-0 scoreline for UNT.
Things are falling very much apart for the Arizona Wildcats as North Texas has dominated the second half of this series, especially this 5th and deciding game. But there is still a minute plus, almost getting by D-Bank. Got the demolition, but could not get the ball by now. Nudging just waits as Too Fast had him beat.
Oh, no.
Okay, well, Prince Ali, not so glorious he.
And Nudging had no boost, so he was just trying to fake the opposition to maybe buy some space there. He literally had 0, so for Arizona, the boost not going in their favor off the bat, and unfortunately Fire putting into his net. Now 4-0 UNT looking to take it now for sure.
Boy, this North Texas squad, they do indeed look like the best in the West. The bank shot is saved away by Fire. Got it the opposite direction of the net this time. 50 seconds remain, and it seems to be all but a formality at this point. Lucia trying to go through Nudging. He eventually will. Too Fast scores, and they just keep piling on.
Great touch here from Lucia to get by Jelly, but and a second touch to land on Nudging as well. But really for North Texas, man, this has been a series of perseverance as things have been rough for them early on. They lost a very tough 6.5-minute overtime. They felt the wrath of the Arizona defense in one game, or offense, excuse me, and they had to play a lot of defense against Arizona. But it seems like 5 games is what it took for UNT to really get going here. And they have definitely looked to be one of the best, like you said, if not the best in the West.
The only thing left to determine now is who's going to be the leading scorer for North Texas. Certainly won't be D-Bank. He's only got 1 in the series, but it could be Lucia, who's got 5 alongside Too Fast. D-Bank looking to drop one in front for Too Fast. Doesn't work out. Lucia will come up. I mean, you know they're not just going to stop scoring, even at 0, but they finally have to stop as time runs out. Arizona messed with Texas, and they got the claws as the Mean Green roll in Game 5.
Yeah, I think even better, the phrase goes, you mess with the bull, you get the horns, Stacks. And they definitely got the horns. And for Texas, this is a huge win to hang their hat on here against Arizona. Very strong, but also very tough win over this Wildcats squad. And for North Texas, again, proving that they belong at the top. They got a few more tests down the line here in the West, but they took down the first boss.
And they've had some doubters along the way, over the summer, especially when I believe Lucia played over the summer with them, with the CCA guys. It was kind of a struggle at times, but man, they look like a well-oiled machine now, and well, they've had a fantastic start to the season as they seem to be, indeed, the best of the West. They've faced every challenge ahead of them. So, we've got one more match to go, Corelli. After that, I don't know how UCSB and Long Beach State are going to follow that up, but by God, they're going to give it the old college try. One more match to go as we try to recover from a thriller between Arizona and North Texas. Don't go anywhere.